Hey, it's Dan, and in this video we'll do a fuel filter service on this Ural Gear Up motorcycle. This bike has two fuel filters. One of them you could see very easily. It's a canister inline, so we're going to go ahead and replace this guy. The other one is inside of the gas tank, so what we'll do is drain the fuel, remove it, clean it out, and reinstall it. Before disconnecting any hoses, you want to get the work area ready. So grab some old rags for any fuel spills. I ended up using a funnel and then some oil drain pans to catch the gas. We'll start by removing the clamp holding the hose to the gas tank. I ended up using just a small flat blade screwdriver. Now the fuel will want to come out of the fuel line and also out of the gas tank. I don't want to deal with both of those at the same time, so I'll use some locking pliers to clamp on the fuel line, prevent that from leaking. We'll drain the gas out of the tank and then go back to the fuel line. Now here comes the fun part. We'll remove the fuel line, then as quickly as we can, pop on a 1/4-inch hose that's going to drain the gas into the catch pans below. This is just a standard 1/4-inch fuel line that I picked up on Amazon. If you need to get some, check out the description below for a link. Here you see the gas draining into the catch pan. Now that we've drained all the gas that we can out of the tank, we still have to deal with the fuel line. There's still going to be some gas left in there and in the fuel filter, so we're going to unclamp this and then drain it through the funnel. With the fuel drain line disconnected, you can see that there's still a few drops coming out of the tank. Give it just a few more minutes until it stops dripping. Next up, we'll remove the inline fuel filter. To remove this clamp, you could just use a flat blade screwdriver with a thin tip. If you pry off the end of it, it should loosen the clamp and then allow you to take it off. And with the clamp loosened, the fuel filter should slide right out. And finally, we'll remove the internal fuel filter. This guy's held in place by 2 bolts. You'll need a 5mm hex bit to remove them. For the internal fuel filter, you could either replace it or clean it out. I'll use some brake cleaner to clean it out. It's got some buildup on the bottom, but doesn't look too bad overall. Next, I'll disconnect the fuel line from the old filter. And finally, it's time to put everything back together. I'll reinstall the internal fuel filter and then hook up the hoses. Now a quick tip to avoid leaks is to make sure that the bottom of the fuel tank that mates with the internal fuel filter is clean, so wipe that down before reassembly.